Mga kababayang MSMEs, gusto nyo ba lumago online? Here's how. Kahit saan man ang business mo, sa mall, sa tindahan, sa bahay, o sa isang kubo sa probinsya, build your online store with no coding skills gamit ang Prosper na My Store. Nasa Prosper na ang lahat. Magsimula ng online store and manage your operations para lumago ang business mo. For as low as 495 pesos kada buwan, papasok ang online orders kahit kailan, kahit saan. Kaya mo rin tumanggap ng contactless digital payments, matik ang delivery bookings, at secure makakarating ang mga packages sa customers mo. Love ng mga Pinoy MSMEs ang Prosper na kasi hindi mo kailangan maging techie, wala kang babayaran na kahit anong commission, at huwag kang mabahala kasi malupit ang local customer support natin. Huwag maniwala sa sabi-sabi lang. Here's what Prosper na customers have to say. Join hundreds of Philippine MSMEs na gumagamit ng Prosper na and start your online business today sa abot kayang halaga na 495 pesos kada buwan. Ano pang hinihintay nyo, Prosper Nation? Book a free demo to get started.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Tonight, welcome to another passive income show. My name is Carly and I'm your host. And tonight, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship and digitizing your business. We're going to talk about paano nga ba? Ang dami nagtatanong dyan, especially yung mga medyo old school. Paano nga ba maging future ready ang aking business? Paano ko ba maging malagay sa online? And very appropriate or very timely ang ating guest right now because he is a digital guy. He's an entrepreneur guy na ang mindset niya ay palaging being a businessman, being future, looking into the future, and being open-minded sa mga possible things that can happen in the future. He is the business development of a company called Prosperna. Prosperna is a company that you want to know kasi they can help your company be online. If you saw the intro video ng Prosperna, wow, di ba? Parang, what is that? 400 plus pesos a month and I can put my business online already. But, before I call in my guests, those watching live, can you just say hello and where are you watching from? Let's look at the live feed. Guys, feel free to comment on the chat box and say hello at share lang sa kayo nanonood. So if you are a businessman or you are looking to build your business this year and preparing for next year, you have to watch this show. All right? So there you go, mga ka-Prosper Nation, mga nandito mga ka-Prosper Nation at mga ka-Chinito. Hello? Hello, Jerome. Great to see and hear from you. All right, so without further ado, mga ka-Prosper Nation, mga ka-Chinito, let us all bring in my good friend, Fro Oliva.
Hi, Carl. Good evening.
Hello, Fro. How are you?
Kumusta? Good. Very good. Maraming salamat for the very nice introduction. Good evening, Pinoy TV. Good evening,
Fro is my go-to guy pagdating sa entrepreneurship, when I'm, hello Fro, there you go. I just want to do a quick intro. Fro is my go-to guy when I want to, parang when I'm stuck in a rut and I need somebody na medyo creative ang mind for ideas. He's my go-to guy. And now finally, we've invited him, my good friend, to the show to share. Very inspiring to, guys. Pag nakakausap mo si Fro, parang gusto mo na mag-open ng negosyo ngayon din. Hello Fro. How are you?
Hi, Carl. Good evening. Maraming salamat for the warm, very heartful introduction. Maraming salamat. Good evening, Digitize TV. Good evening, Bounce Back Network. And good evening, Prosper Nation.
Yon, you deserve the introduction, pare. Bro, maraming nanonood dito na I'm sure kilala ka na. May iba pa naman hindi ka pa kilala, but in fairness sa mga hindi ka pa kilala, give us a little background of what you do.
So thanks, Carl. No? So again, magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. I'm Fro Oliva, Head of Business Development for Prosperna. Prosperna is an e-commerce solutions provider. So perfect to kasi kung especially with the situation right now and things are changing, if you want to get your business into the e-commerce space, then Prosperna is the right partner for you because we help you create your website. Tapos may kasama na rin, hindi nyo naklan isipin yung payment integration, kung paano kayo babayaran, pati paano deliver kasi lahat yun ipoprovide namin para sa inyo. Right? And yeah, outside that, I've been, like what Carl said, I've been in the business space for quite some time. I've actually had some success in property as well, Carl. Right?
Oh, pare. Tell us about it, pare.
Yeah. So there was a time that I was doing build and sell for a good 5 years. I was able to find a sweet spot dito sa South, sa better living area, during the time that prices were still good. So I was able to purchase some land and then, build on it and then flip it.
Yun.
Very good experience.
Yun. Yeah, that's really the way to go. And guys, I want to flex a bit Prosperna. We are a customer of Prosperna. Our website was done by Prosperna. Even my relatives' company, they also work with Prosperna. And I am gonna tell you, it's not expensive. Diba? Good quality, not expensive. Diba? And it really can get your company up in the e-commerce space fast.
Correct.
So kunyari, nabanggit mo Fro kanina, you can do payment gateway na rin.
Yes. So as you know, Carl, no? So the nice thing about it is, especially nung pandemic, diba? Businesses were put on halt for the stop, right? Pero pag negosyante ka talaga, hanapan mo ng paraan yan para makabente. And the pandemic really just pushed people to go digital. Kasi, there was a time I was pushing digitization, doing talks all over the country about it. Syempre, like you said, no, there are people na were into it, there are people who are not into it, there are people who are sitting on the fence. Tapos the pandemic happened, boom, wala ka nang no choice. You have to get into digital. Yeah, so saying that, with Prosperna, we can, create your website for you and your e-commerce website for you. And then from there, without having to do any coding or whatsoever, click lang kung anong klaseng gusto nyong payment. Online bank transfer, 7-Eleven payments, Paymaya, GCash, all of these payment integration, payment platforms, it's there already. And then after that, so syempre, bayad ka na. May bumili na ng produkto mo. Paano i-deliver? Yeah. Kasama na rin sa services ng Prosper na yun. You just click kung anong gusto mong delivery platform. We have Mr. Speedy, we have JNT, we have Lala Move, and we have more than 15 delivery platforms already integrated with us.
Okay, guys, I wanna simmer on this, guys. We're gonna go to our topic, but I want to put this sa front ng presentation natin. Guys, if you are listening here and you have a business, kunya nagbebenta ka ng, I don't know, kakanin, biko, kunwari lang. I just said biko.
Ube pandesal.
Oh, ube pa. Hindi, laos na yun, bro. Ano
Hello,
ba uso ngayon?
Hindi ko
Oo.
pa signal eh.
Kunwari, you're selling something, ube pandesal, tiramisu. Kasi matrabaho if you're gonna answer the calls one by one. Eh. Di ba? And then, magte-text kayo, tatanong na sa'yo, magkano, and then, ikaw pa mag-order ng Grab, di ba? Magkoconnect-connect ka pa, di ba? So, what Prosperna is offering is everything in the website.
Yes,
Did I
everything's
get it right?
integrated. Yep, everything's integrated. So, isipin nyo lang, gumawa kayo ng store without having to pay for rent,
Yeah.
without having to pay for additional staff, right? And everything's in your fingertips.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna go to our topic na pasensya na. Kailangan ko talaga i-share yung opportunity. I call it an opportunity to work with Prosperna. Kung nagtitinda-tinda kayo dyan na kung ano-ano, make the system efficient. Use a system na ready-made ng Prosperna. 400 plus pesos a month lang yung starter nila.
Yes.
Sige, later, midway to the show, we're gonna show the video again. But for now, Fro, let's give our audience, what are your thoughts about what's happening to business right now? Entrepreneurship business.
That's a very good question, Carl. No? So, obviously, pandemic, lockdowns, IATF regulations. There was a time na people would think there were people that thought that maybe after 3 months tapos na to, 4 months tapos na to. But obviously, that's not the reality, diba?
Yeah.
Tapos, people are saying, can't wait for the new normal, diba? When everything's said and done. But for me, as a negosyante, the normal is what is present right now. Diba? What is the situation right now? That's the normal that you have to work with. In saying that, si Tita Bing Lim Ho, who's with Philippine Franchise Association and Francorp, she told me something. It's during times of crisis that real entrepreneurs shine.
Wow. Yeah.
Saying that, you see that the from an overall industry sector, obviously maraming natamaan, right? F&B for one, right? A lot of restaurants can't open, dine-in is not allowed, right? But here's the thing, yung mga nag-adjust ng maaga, they were able to survive and thrive, right? There's a popular coffee shops na local, not international brands that they shifted their staff around so that they could lessen their letting people go, right? Give people work, and then at the same time, to the point of this topic for tonight, went online.
Yeah.
Right. The retail sector here in the Philippines has actually been growing very well, and the forecast is actually still pretty good. And research shows that retailers are still very highly optimistic considering everything, right? And ang the companies that have been surviving, thriving, and actually growing are those who adapted to digital faster, right? And maganda dyan, companies like big sports brands like Toby's, Pen Shop, ang ganda ng ng interface nila pag gusto mong mag-order, right? Tapos ang bilis. Fitness and health has actually been a growing industry. Obviously kasi work from home, di ba? Dami nag-order ng mga workout equipment, di ba? Food and beverage, it actually created a whole new batch of entrepreneurs, right? Especially when it comes to social selling. Isipin mo, like, I have all this time in my hands, diba? We talked about ube pandesal kanina, people, the Dalgona coffee, and you see people who are, they actually got distribution setups from other brands so that they can distribute that in their community. Yeah. Yan ang maganda dyan, Carl. Yung this whole pandemic situation created the need to be entrepreneurial. Because
Bro,
you need money,
yeah.
all right?
I
You
want
know?
to add what I want to add on, guys, sa mga nakikinig. Ang galing ng sinabi ni Fro na I want you guys to simmer on that, wherein there's so many opportunities right now for you to become an entrepreneur. Diba? Either you still work for a company, Monday to Saturday, Monday to Friday, pero wag mo sasayangin yung Saturday and Sunday. Now is really an opportune time to do something. No, Fro?
Yes, and I saw a lot of people and even my friends na I thought they would be entrepreneurial, pero galing ng ginawa nila, nung pandemic, right? It triggered their entrepreneurial skills to the
Let
point
me
na,
go to the Fro, let me
sorry,
go to the audience and ask the audience. Sa mga nanonood ng live, can you go to the chat box and type, ano ba mga gamit ang madalas nyo bilhin ngayon online na hindi nyo naman binibili before online, pre-pandemic?
outside
Ang
Ube
dami nito.
Pandesal, ano ba mga nauso na mga products ng pandemic?
Alam ko may mga bagong uso ngayon, but panahunan ng ube pandesal yan, sushi bake.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my God, yung sushi bake. As
Dalgona.
in, I love sushi. I love eating.
Same
Parang
here.
sino nagsimula ng sushi bake, di ba? Parang galing. Isang tray,
Yeah.
ready to eat, di ba?
Yes.
Tinanggal lang nila yung how it was presented in restaurants.
Yeah.
Because obviously, we can go to restaurants. Pero value for money, you get a big tray of your favorite sushi together with the rice and everything and ready to eat.
And Fro, alam mo, ito nakatuwa to Alam mo ba na may gumawa ng sushi bake? Kasi sushi bake dati parang 800 medyo malaki. Alam mo ba, you can go to food court ng SM may nagbibenta ng sushi bake per piece, parang brownies.
Talaga?
30 pesos, parang ganun. So hindi mo na kailangan bilhin yung buong tray kasi meron ng 30 pesos. So I will order 3 flavors. And then, nasatisfy yung craving ko ng sushi bake. So nakakatawa, no, guys? So may mga nag-chat box ito. Ano ba mga binili nyo dati?
My chairs, yeah. Office
chairs.
furniture.
Office furniture, ganun.
Just for the sake of, I like having fun. I still did buy a office chair, so ito pa rin yung upuan ko.
Allah!
Pero yeah, I have a friend who's in the office furniture business, and doing pretty well with selling furniture online. Kasi especially now, diba, work from home, you want to make it as comfortable and as easy for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? To adjust, and especially with people with families, right? Nawawala yung delineation between family time and work time. So you have to create that situation.
Yeah. So guys, what ang napipick up ko kay Fro by hearing this is the question is to all the people listening here. Have you digitized? If you have not yet digitized, then please be open and start thinking about it now, diba? And Fro will give us 5 tips. Ito na. Guys, get your pen and paper. We will learn 5 tips how we can be digital by 2022. Take it away, Fro.
Thank you, Carl. No? So, para sa mga audience natin for tonight, basically, I think the first step is, do you really understand what it means to digitize? Right?
Understand muna. Okay, I like that. Foundational.
You have to understand what it means to digitize or go digital para sa negosyo mo. Right? And you have to assess nasaang growth phase ka na ba of your business. Right? What do I mean by this? Right? If you're a starter entrepreneur, you became entrepreneurial, you started a side hustle. Carl, if you're gonna start a side hustle, what's the first channel for you to go digital?
Okay. Good, So, shout out muna sa mga nag-comment. Trixie Esguera, hello.
Hi, Trixie.
Mga Team Prosper Nation nandito. Josek Rojas, shout out daw to Mary Fair para sa ergonomic chair ni Fro.
Yes.
Okay, guys, before I answer Fro's question, guys, if you are listening live, tell us what's your business and we're gonna do a free live consultation on what you can do. Di
Yeah.
ba?
Yes.
Okay. So you're asking me, Fro, kung ako ay entrepreneur, saan ako mag-ano? I think,
What do you think about what do you mean? What does it mean for you to go digital? If you're a starter entrepreneur.
Okay, kunwari ako yan, pare, don't bash me pag mali yung sagot Guys, don't judge me I think my first will be Facebook. Magpo-post ako sa Facebook, sasali ako sa mga groups, at ipaano ko yung product ko.
Absolutely. Tama ka dyan, Carl. And especially with now, with all these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, it really helped people make it easy for them to digitize.
Yeah.
Right? Kasi may Facebook Marketplace, may Instagram, diba? So what I'm trying to say is the first step, if you really want to go digital or get into that digital space, is understand what your needs are, right? And have a plan. Obviously, if you're just starting, if it's just your side hustle, then you start with marketplaces. Lazada, Shopee, Facebook Marketplace, right? But if you're a more established business, then you have to create your own e-commerce sites.
Yeah.
Right? What do I mean by this? And this is this is a very important information. To our audience, Carl and I are batchmates, so
yeah,
we are younger. We are older than we look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine back then, if you want to create your own website, you have to pay people to do that for you. It costs a lot. But now, it's not, because of how technology has evolved. And so if you're a business that that is already established, you can actually, there are many platforms, Prospera included, that you can already create your website, have everything there, without having the necessary technological skills. And
Bro,
it's subscription based.
May question ako Huwag ka ma-offend
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question na it's in everybody's mind who's watching this video.
Yeah.
Pero kung masagot mo to, jackpot ka. The question on everybody's mind is, the go-to place kasi for e-commerce is minsan Shopify. Di ba?
Yes.
Doon tayo nasanay.
Yes.
Is Prosperna similar to Shopify as an alternative?
Okay, that's a very good question, Carl. Shopify is actually a very, very good e-commerce model and a very, very good business model. As an entrepreneur, I always research and check out the competition, of course, right? So, Carl, your question was,
is it same?
Okay, so here's the thing. Shopify and Prosperna, can you create a website, your own e-commerce website in Shopify? Yes. Can you create that in Prosperna? Yes. Can you integrate payment platforms in Shopify? Yes. Can you do that in Prosperna? Yes. Third-party logistics, delivery. Can you do that in Shopify? Yes. No. Can you do that in Prosperna? Yes. Here's the difference. Because Prosperna, number one, is Filipino-founded, and our development, our tech is natively integrated. Number one, it's more cost-efficient. I actually have a friend who switched to us because and this was before she found out I was with Prosperna. uh, she started a business. It was only one product,
Yeah.
right? She's paying Shopify 1,250 pesos per month.
1,250 a month. Okay.
Yeah. When she switched to us, it only cost her 495 pesos a month.
495 may
Right?
pang-merienda na.
Yeah. Kasi here's the difference. Kasi pag Shopify, if you know, like my friend is like she's younger than us, Carl, and so she's
Oh, yeah.
digitally inclined. So she,
Yeah.
she can do things on her own. So if you're digitally inclined, Shopify DIY game. But here's the thing. With Shopify kasi kung may kailangan ka, right? You need plugins and you pay for that.
Yeah.
Right? If you wanna pay Maya plugin, if you want additional payment plugins, you have to pay for that. Same thing with delivery, right? With us, it's natively integrated. There's a set options already that you can choose from. And when it comes to customization, right? Yes, depending on how big your business is, we can customize your site for you. Obviously, it comes with a price. But here's the big difference. We have a team that can help you do that for you, onboard you, train you, right? And it's all part of the package. With Shopify, more often than not, well, actually, 90% of the time, especially if you're a big business, you have to go to a digital marketing agency.
Yeah.
So not only do you pay for the Shopify prices, but you also have to pay the digital marketing agency.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one of the big difference. But saying that, there if nobody wants to challenge anybody, right? There won't be a Jollibee,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
McDonald's,
Yeah.
right?
So guys, pasensya na talaga kayo. I'm such a believer of putting your business online. And I've seen Prosperna how it works. It's very simple and cost efficient. Parang this is not a sales talk, pare. Fro is not paying me to promote. I'm just really parang an advocate na if you have a product, kahit tatlong product man yan, apat, kahit whatever, food, cake, or ano, ang laki ng ginhawa if you have a website that can take the orders from you. Hindi mo kailangan magmano-mano text and it can even get the grab. Lahat yung kabila yung mag-click, no? Not you, di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Lahat yung buyer mo.
Yeah.
Sayang. If minamano-mano mo, nag-send ka ng menu sa Viber, di ba? Tapos sa tatanungin, magkano ba yan? It takes away. Hindi ka systematic, no?
Yeah. Imagine
So,
this, you're creating, going online is basically creating another sales channel,
yeah.
right? And you don't have to pay rent from the malls, right? You don't have to pay additional cost for building your store if it's outside the mall, right? And ang maganda dyan is you can still integrate your store into a digital mall. And what are these digital malls? It's Lazada, it's Shopee. So that can be integrated as well.
Bro,
Uh,
we're getting off topic but this is so interesting. Pwede ba mamaya makakita ng isang sample Prosperna store? I know you did not prepare for this, pero kaya ba? Or do you want to bring in a team member?
Si Josek na nakikinig yan, baka kaya niyang ano. Kaya mag-sample yan. Sige, let's see what we can do later.
Let's try it. Sige.
Yeah.
Let's go back to our 5 tips muna, then we'll stay longer on a sample store. Okay, number 1 is create a future. Ano ba? Ano yung number 1?
Number 1 is create a plan.
Create a plan.
Where are you at your business? Are you side hustling? Are you an established business? Because the needs change, right? Yeah. If you're side hustling, then you maximize IG, Facebook, TikTok even. And here's the thing. I have a good friend from Google, and she mentioned, like, here's the difference between the 3 platforms now. When it comes to Facebook, it's really best maximized for for brand equity and awareness, right? Instagram gives you those quality leads and higher conversion rates, right? And apparently TikTok, which for me, I'm familiar with TikTok, but I don't see it as I initially didn't see it as how can it help your business, but it's actually the same thing. It actually helps virality of
Yeah.
your business, right? So yeah, so number one is create a plan. Where and part of that is where are you at your business? Are you starting or are you established already?
Mm.
Once you fit what and depending on that, the most important thing is how you adapt to the situation. Obviously, the situation right now, brick and mortar stores, physical selling is very limited. The people, the businesses who went online faster is
Yeah.
the one that's reaping the benefits. They're the ones who are surviving. They're the ones who are thriving, and there are even the ones who are growing.
Yeah.
All right,
I agree.
and
Guys, just to add, Fro, imagine mo na lang to, I saw a picture sa Facebook ko no, na SM, parang walang tao. Mga malls,
yeah,
walang tao. But here's the thing, saan sila bumibili ngayon? Yung mga gusto nilang bilhin? Online. So imagine dati, if you have a retail store in Mega Mall, you're only targeting the people from Mega Mall. Then you have to open another branch, another branch, another branch, another branch. But if you have an online store, customer mo all over the Philippines na.
exactly,
Diba? With
exactly.
one website lang, ha?
Yeah, and imagine this, and if there are any retailers here who have mall outlets, you know this. If you open in one mall, they would require you to open in their other malls.
CapEx heavy, no?
Yes, and going digital just makes it cheaper, right? And
Okay.
obviously efficient kasi nobody goes to the malls naman.
Yun. That's the moral, guys. If you are listening to this show and you are still not online, please go to Prosperna's website. Guys, this is not a sponsored show ng Prosperna, but I'm really just a fan of putting your business online. It really makes a lot of sense. And sayang if you're not doing it, no? Alright,
Yeah,
pare, mukha na talaga
imagine this,
akong...
just add to what Carl, no? If big businesses are already adapting to it, what more and the social sellers, yung mga benta sa Instagram is like automatic adoption. If you aren't digital, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, di ba, no?
Diba?
Sayang.
Oh,
It's hard kasi, I think yun. It's hard for you to do it on your own. Gagawa ka ng sarili mong website, gagawa ka ng payment gateway and all. Just link to this guy over here. Number 2 tip, bro.
All right, number 2 tip is so create a plan, go where your customers are. That's actually part of it, especially I mentioned earlier during the show that for me, the present is the normal,
Okay.
right? And where are your customers? Your customers are online, right? And depending on what your product is, you have to know, do you sell it on IG? Do you sell it in Facebook Marketplace? Do you sell it on Lazada, on Shopee, right? But the common denominator is all your customers are online. Here's a good data to think about, right? What's the population of the Philippines, Carl?
110 million, is it?
Yes, 110 million.
Kumunti na dahil sa COVID.
Well, hopefully hindi na masyadong marami. But yeah, that's about 110, right?
110, okay.
How many mobile phones are in the market?
How many brands?
No, how many mobile phones? How many people have mobile phones?
Okay, out of 110, di ba?
Yeah.
I'm guessing what, 40%?
More.
More?
Yeah, more. I think mobile phones in the Philippines, they're like 110, 120, 140.
120 million?
Pero yung kasi maraming nag-double phone di ba? May mga naka-double phone. But
ngayon, pati sa mga tindahan ng, meron silang phone na rin pang-scan nung,
exactly.
QC pass.
Di ba? and this thing, the Android phones, people who have Android phones, at least have Android phones, right, is 60% of the market. 60% of the population. And what's the average age of the Philippines?
Average age, 23 years old.
Exactly.
Tama ba ako?
Yes. right? So, look at those numbers. Where are your customers?
Yeah. Guys, I
Diba?
want to add yung sinabi ni Fro. Nakita nyo, nung tinanong ni Fro how many is the population of the Philippines, alam ko rin yun. Natanong ni Fro kung what's the average young age, population age, medyo alam ko rin. But why is this important, guys? I wanna guide you also na dapat kasi alam mo yung age ng market mo. Just to exaggerate, if your population is mostly matatanda, then you should sell adult diapers. Something like that. Mga vitamins, mga ganun. Now, our Philippines is generally a young population, 23, 24. So, ano mga binibenta mo ngayon? Pag binibenta mo pang bata, then you have a wider population. Yon. Diba?
Yes, exactly. If you're selling children's toys, if you're selling products that cater to the 23 to 25-year-old, diba? It's so
Yeah.
easy for you to reach them, especially if you go online. Because why? They're all on their phones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Go where your customers are. If they are in Facebook, in TikTok, in IG, diba?
Yes. And you have to understand, depending on what your product is, what's the best platform, right? And all these, and di ba nung ang dami na ngayon mga Viber community groups,
Yes, Viber.
right? Importante din yan. Pero mahirap sa Viber community groups is, ang dami,
Ang dami.
di ba? Bubuksan mo lang yung Viber community group mo, all of a sudden, like, 1,000 new messages. Di ba?
Correct.
But my point is number one. Again, the pandemic created that whole situation that allowed Viber to create that platform, right? But the next question is, how do you differentiate now?
Hmm.
Everybody else that's selling.
Okay. Magandang tanong.
Diba?
How do you stand out in that Viber group?
Yes, and that's where customer engagement comes into play. Kasi, Carl, how many Viber groups are you part of? Pagdating sa, at least yung mga community food groups.
Madami nga, no? Madami. Sometimes, lumalampas na, hindi mo na napapansin.
Exactly, right? But imagine if, there's a way that you can set yourself apart, now when they click on that link of yours, andun na yung store mo.
Okay.
Di ba? Tapos andun na yung products mo, tapos pwede nila bayaran. That can be done by technology already. Right? And, yeah.
When you're finished with, saan na ba tayo? Tip number 2? Go where your customers. 3 na ba?
Yeah, it's about building trust and customer engagement.
Okay. Guys, after nitong number 3, I'm gonna show you an actual website ng Prosperna. Don Benitos is your client?
Yes. I love Don Benitos. I love Cassava Cakes.
I'm so happy with this example kasi this is a game changer, meaning a classic company, hindi technology company, is now selling online. Okay, pare, finish your tip number 3 muna. Sorry.
Yeah, again, it's all about building trust and customer engagement, right? How do you engage your customers? So that's part of it is understanding ano yung mga platforms. Number 2, yung marketing mo, yung brand communication mo, di ba? How do you engage with them? You also have to understand, if you're a social seller, you have to understand how Instagram algorithms work. Hashtags, likes, how it is shared, right? Those are very important, right? Off the bat, non-retail oriented. Carl, you're doing a very fantastic job in digitizing your business. And not just this, in engaging your target market. How? By doing all this content, right? And imagine if the pandemic didn't happen, would you be doing this? Maybe, but how soon?
Yeah.
Right? And that makes you stand differently from other property advisors. Diba?
Ang ganda ng binakit mo. Guys, for those listening live and in the recording, I want to capture itong sinabi ni Fro about creating content. Okay. Fro, akala kasi ng tao, pang-artista lang yan, pang mga sikat lang yan. Okay, I'm gonna test you, Fro. How do you create content if ang binibenta ko is sushi bake?
Tough question. But for me, my answer would be continuously creating content, and and do it, trying ano yung term ulit yun? Testing, trying, until you figure out that formula on what
Bro,
works,
I will
right?
I will share the audience yung tinuro mo sa akin before. When
Okay.
this is what create content is all about, guys. Listen closely. Creating content. If you're a sushi bake maker, pare mag-live feed ka lang that this is how you make your sushi bake. Mag-live feed ka lang na, hello mga ka-sushi bake, meron tayong bagong flavor today. Ganun, mixture of Korean and Japanese. Bukas naman, meron tayong bagong flavor ngayon, American, And then, uy guys, I just want to show you itong 100 orders going to this frontliner. Salamat sa nag-order. Those are content creation. Baduy kasi guys, Fro, di ba, pagbenta ka lang na benta, for sale, sushi bake.
Yes.
That's
And
what content creation is.
and that's where trust and customer engagement also comes into play. And that's what I meant earlier. That the term I was looking for is trial and error.
Yeah.
Right? Because why? Number one, you may not be the type of person who is sanay in making content. Diba? To be honest, if I didn't do a series of shows earlier in the pandemic, I wouldn't be comfortable in doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Right? Saying that, from in my personal page, personal IG ko, I started, being creative in how I curate my IG.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing when you're trying to put your content of your business in social media, in digital, right? You have to
Yeah.
put in your personality, the brand personality, right?
Yeah.
That helps you differentiate yourselves from others. But saying that, there's the basic formula.
Yeah.
You make sure that your product is out there. You make sure that people know how to get in touch with you, and then you also make sure that you show how other people appreciate your products.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I like that. Yung pangatlo, how other people appreciate your product. Alam mo, bentang-benta yan sa mga Facebook or IG pag successful delivery. 20
Yeah.
orders now pack on the way to Malabon. Salamat, Suki.
Tapos yung
Engagement.
nag-order, ipopost niya.
Yeah.
Ano uso-uso ngayon? Unboxing. It all started with unboxing. Di ba? And then, before you know it wasn't just like new items, but even food.
Di ba nga, mas madali pa nga mag-free advertisement ngayon. Basta maganda yung package mo. Pag dumating, pipicturean. Di ba?
Exactly. And that's the game changer pagdating sa digital and e-commerce, right? You don't have to spend so much on advertising. Because what's the best type of advertising, Carl?
Word of mouth.
There you go. Marketing 101. And because of social media, word of mouth has a new channel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the new term, viral.
Viral. Guys, what Fro is just saying is, if you're not yet doing this, come on, wake up call. Join in na ngayon. It's been 2 years na. Other kids are really crushing this.
Yeah,
Hindi ka pa
you
nag-join,
have to get into it.
be open. Just contact Prospera in the Facebook. They can guide you.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna show you your actual client na.
Sige.
To summarize, number 1, set the foundation. Number 2, know where your customers are.
Number
Diba?
3, build.
Kung matandang customer mo, baka nasa AM radio pa rin sila. I mean, that's... Then pangatlo, build trust.
And make sure you engage your customers.
Engage your customer. Okay, guys, ito na. We're gonna show you, ito, wala sa plano to, wala sa script to. I wanna show you so you will understand what being online is all about. Right? Sean, can you share screen? Fro, feel free to unbox mo nga tong website na to. Tell us about your client.
Oh my God, Don Benito's. Here's a short anecdote. I've met the owner of Don Benito's several years back, right? And kasi una malakas ako kumain. Ngayon sa Casa Bakik.
Yeah.
And during that time, I met him in the one of the franchising association conferences, and boom! I just so surprised that everywhere I go, there's Don Benitos.
Yeah.
But obviously, because of the pandemic, diba, people can't really go out, etc. So because of this, Don Benitos, fortunately, Don Benito, we were very happy and fortunate that Don Benitos trusted us to create and help them put up their e-commerce store, right? And with Don Benitos, they have like 200 branches nationwide. We're doing it step by step, right? And with that, here's the beauty of how we did things in Prosperna. Because again, Don Benitos has multiple outlets, right? You just if you want to order from Don Benitos, you just pick which location is nearest you, and then that location will cater to your order,
Yeah.
right? And then from there, same thing. You'll pay, it will be delivered, but the owner of Don Benitos, he will actually know where the order will come from, and then he will
Ah,
be able yung data on the inventory where it's Sun Branch nang galing, will automatically be seen by him, and that will
yeah.
allow him to properly strategize and adjust from a financial perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Di ba? Guys, kasi to be honest, especially with this normal situation that we have right now, for me, and I've said this in other podcasts, cash is king, cash flow is queen.
There you go. There you
Right?
go.
You have to know how to properly be efficient with your cash flow. Oh my God, ngayon pa lang nakikita ko tong pichi-pichi. Nagutom na ako.
Oo. Ilang calories ba 'to?
Huwag na natin isipin yan.
Add to cart.
Yeah, so
Ah,
add to cart, and then when you add to cart, it will go automatically, same thing. It goes to the payment, situation. You put in your details, you click on that, and then after that, kasama na dyan yung delivery. Then
may
it will go
GCash,
through.
oh.
Yeah. Pwede mo bayaran GCash, pwede mo bayaran online transfer. And ito yung maganda dyan eh. Hindi na iisipin ng may-ari ng Dominitos kung how the whole process is done by the customer.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
get your
it's
point.
already set in. And it goes, actually, this whole sample leads us to tip number 4.
Oh,
Understanding the customer buying experience. Carl, you know
okay,
this.
okay.
It's all about the customer journey, the user
Bro,
experience.
hold the thought, hold the thought. Guys,
Uh,
I just want to to share that website, no. I want you to realize the potential. 'Di ba kung ang classic Filipino kakanin, ginawa mo online, and this website is doing the work for you, order taking. Magkano ba 'to? Ano ba mga available sizes? Ah, ano bang lahat 'yan mano-mano, 'di ba, Fro? 'Di ba?
yes,
Tinatanggal na sa even payment, they do it on their own. Pagdating sa tindahan mo, ready to deliver na or may magpi-pick up na. That's the
yes.
advantage.
But
Yeah.
I think what you're trying to say here, Carl, is it's automating your business,
Yeah.
right? Kasi when you
How I
automate
wish
your business, you make things easier for yourself. And then you
how I wish
create.
I had products to sell. Wala akong product eh. But 'di ba?
Hey, Carl,
Sayang, no?
you're in the real estate industry. That can be,
Yeah.
you know that that can be slight tweaking here and there, but that can be automated too.
All right. Yeah.
It's just
We have
it's
a
a little bit
Prosperno
more
website.
strategy thinking. Kasi again, with property, it's different. Kasi obviously you can't pay GCash for a house,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I get your point. You were saying number 4 tip.
Yeah, it's understanding the customer buying experience. Diba?
Oh. Simmer, pare. Simmer on this. What is the customer buying experience?
Okay, so I'll be honest, as much as Carl initially introduced me as a digital guru, I wasn't really, well, I was really lazy when it comes to techie.
Okay.
Right, and so when imagine, no, put your place in your customer shoes,
Oh, okay.
right? How do you see them buying from you? The simpler, the better. The more efficient, the better,
Yeah.
right? Because ultimately, it's the same thing as shopping physically, di ba? What you want them to do is pick a product, pay for it, and leave. Same thing. What's that journey for your customer, right? How will they see the products that you are selling,
Yeah.
right? How does it differentiate from other, like if you're a sushi bake company one, how does it different from sushi bake company two?
Hmm.
Diba? What's the experience? The ease of paying, right? Ah, kaya wala akong PayMaya, wala akong GCash. Pwede bang magbayad ako 7-Eleven? Sure.
Wow.
Diba? And it also goes back to understanding your customers, right?
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis your product. Obviously, if you're selling products that are high ticket items, it's a different experience from
Yeah.
selling products that are low ticket items,
Yeah.
right? And ultimately, how will it get to me, right? I have a very good friend who's head of business development in Payo, which is a delivery platform, and one of the challenges here in the Philippines is uh, number one is RTS, return to sender,
Hmm.
and number two, if they put in their address, minsan hindi nakikita yung last mile,
Yeah.
di ba? So that's a
Yeah.
big challenge. So you have to understand also, which is it's understanding and creating the best customer experience. Back then, we go to a mall, it's having a nice store, good layout, right? Same thing. You just put it online. And what's the experience? Make it as seamless as possible so
Hmm.
that regardless if you're 50 years old or 15 years old, it's the same seamless experience.
Hmm.
Do you agree, Carl?
Yeah, definitely. The buying experience. Guys, habang umiinom si Fro, I want to share naman my thoughts on the buying experience coming from a buyer. If number one, I prefer not to talk to a person. Sa totoo lang I mean, don't judge me But pagkausap mo kasi yung tao, pwedeng ma-trigger ka sa sagot niya at pwedeng masira yung araw mo, di ba? Pero if I'm talking to uh, a Lazada, a platform, I can take my time in asking a lot of questions. Anong size meron? Magkano ba yan?
Yeah.
Ganun-ganon, di ba? And that's what I like as a buying experience. Ayoko nang may sasagot sa akin ng mali, tapos naiinis ako.
Yes. Exactly. It's I just read this article on how IKEA
Hmm.
creates their layout,
Oh,
right?
how?
Na the way they do their layout is that number one, they realize that from a customer buying experience, it's a journey, right? And they want to maximize their journey. Number one, number two, they want to maximize impulse buyers.
Maximize impulse buyer. Oh,
Yeah,
bago
and it's
yan
like your way, di ba? So, and the way they did it is, if you look at the layout of IKEA, it's like a maze
Oh.
because you go there for one thing, but before you know it, you get out with several things.
Oh.
All right, and it's a very very good business model, and it can be the same thing if with an online store, right? Ultimately, it's all about what's the creating that buying experience. Make the navigation through the items very user friendly, right? Drop, click. Is it available? Kasi we've experienced this before na you want to buy an item pero it's not available na pala.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Easy checkout process, right? And you open up the capability of people who can buy. Do they have online bank accounts? Do they have PayMaya, JCash accounts? Do they prefer 7-Eleven? Depending on who your market, it goes back to understanding who your market is, right? So make that experience easy for you, right? And then shipping, diba? Depending on what your products are and where your air. You also have to think about the area that you're servicing, because imagine this, girl, if you're selling cakes, right? You have to think about and you only have one store. Then you make sure that your delivery can only be with a certain limit, certain kilometers, because if it's more than that, malamang pagdating ng cake sa customer, baka bagsak na.
Wala na, di ba?
Yeah. Obviously, it's different for clothes, for other items. We have a customer that was her biggest challenge, because she sells dining ware. So she wants to lessen, syempre, breakage, right? So you have to understand what's the best delivery platform for you, and those things can be solved, and it can be consulted on if you start your online journey.
Bro, I have two more gifts for you guys. Two more gifts. An actual website. O sige. Number 4 is make the buying experience pleasant and fast. Fro, share ko lang
Yeah.
Alam ko before, in the early days of the internet, every time you buy, ang daming tanong, pangalan mo, expiry ng card mo, bine-verify ka pa. Ngayon, nag-click lang ako sa isang online store, I won't say what, di ba? Pag-click ko, thank you na agad. Thank you for purchasing. Wala na confirmation, di ba? Nabudol na ako. But no choice, di ba? Ganun. Yeah. So, I want to share, Fro, before you go to your tip number 5. Okay, ito naman, example, I'm gonna share my screen. Ito naman, okay, I need to show this to you guys kasi bagoong tsaka suka. Kilala mo to, Fro?
I think I do.
Share screen. And this is such a wonderful example. Thank you, Justine, for sharing this to us. I want to let the audience know na don't limit yourself. Hindi porke bagoong suka yung product mo, ayaw ko na mag-online. Dito na lang ako sa tindahan ko kung sino mga suki ko na nag-walk around lang. Ang liit ng mindset, di ba, Fro? Okay, share screen please, Sean. To Pokely, tell us about this, anong case study na to, Fro?
Pokely Foods is actually by one of our local celebrities, Pokwang.
Kay Pokwang to. Wow, celebrity pa ng mga customer nyo. May chat pa dito, may chat.
Yeah, so yun, she offers yung mga condiments na ginagawa niya. And maganda yung sinabi mo, Carl, na going online. Imagine mo to, you're a small business. Kahit nasa, you're not in Metro Manila. Nasa Cavite ka, nasa Bulacan ka, nasa Mindoro ka, or nasa Davao ka, diba? Or Cotabato. Back then, yung clients mo lang is the people in your vicinity.
Yeah, dumadaan lang.
Diba? But now, ang clients mo, I would even go as far as not just the whole Philippines, but the world.
Kaya?
Kaya. But you just phase out, you just scale it out properly. But point number 1 is going digital, going online, automatically takes out physical limitations.
Yeah, I get your point, Eric. Ano lang yung items, di ba? Hindi naman kailangan marami, di ba?
Exactly. And imagine this. Her items, no? It's mga condiments. Right? Okay, Carl. Who's the biggest condiments supplier in the country?
Del Monte, ganun? Tama ba ako? Barrio Fiesta?
Hindi. Nutri-Asia.
Nutri-Asia, okay.
Saka na yung Mang Tomas, Jufran, all of that. Right? But imagine though, with Poco and Pokely, now she created her own brand. She's selling she's selling in a space that was highly dominated by a big corporation.
Yeah.
And because of going digital, nakilala siya. And she's able to share her products.
Not in Mega Mall or some fancy
Yeah.
location, Antipolo Rizal, and people buy.
Yeah.
Ito gusto ko to, share to friends, di ba? Ay,
Yan, that's automatic yan. Naka yan. You can go to the social media platforms.
yeah, yun lang. All right. So guys, I have another case study for you. Mamaya. So balik tayo muna. Stop screen, share. Okay, summarize, Fro, number 1.
Again, number 1 is,
create a plan.
It's creating a plan. Understand where you are at your business, and then create a plan, because preparation is part of being successful. Understanding your market is right. Number 2, go where your customers are, and basically all the customers right now is online, right? If you just go outside your house, people will always be on their phones.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where they are. Number 3 is create trust and create customer engagement. Sorry, excuse me. Understand how to use the social media platforms properly, IG, right? Create content, right? So that you can differentiate yourself from other products and businesses, which is a big fundamental. Number 4 is understand the customer buying experience. Make it seamless for them para pagdating nila sa site mo, bili, check out, deliver.
Yeah.
Simple, diba? Bili, check out, deliver.
Kaching.
Kaching. Right? And then after that is you learn along the way. How will you optimize your systems and your processes, right? And because this whole situation challenged entrepreneurs on how to grow and how to sell, which ultimately unlocked and made people go digital, right? And saying that the whole digital space, like we talked about earlier, took out the limitation, the physical limitation of a store. Even if you're an Antipolo Rizal, you can sell all the way to mula Apari hanggang Hulo. Sabi nga rin, diba?
Right? To be Joey.
Exactly. Diba?
So number 5 is optimize your system.
Optimize it. And as you do this, right, you live, you learn, you make mistakes, you understand your mistakes, and you grow. Right? And you make your systems and your process more efficient. And Carl, alam mo to, kahit anong negosyante naman, dadaan at dadaan dito eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Trial and error, what worked for other people may not necessarily work for you until you find that sweet spot as you grow. And ito pa yun, if you're in this stage, things work for you. But when you're on this stage, things don't necessarily mean that it's gonna work the same way pa rin. So mag-a-adjust ka. Yeah. And when you go, ganun lang naman yun eh. And ultimately, what do entrepreneurs really want to happen? It's to make things efficient, for things to sail and grow, and that ultimately makes the business big and successful. Mm-hmm. And why do people want to be entrepreneurs?
Why do they want to be entrepreneurs? Napaisip ako dun why do they want okay. Ako, for me, just wanna share. Hold that thought, yung answer mo. I'll answer that question. Kunwari Miss Universe ako, tinatanong mo ako, why do you people want to be entrepreneurs? I think, iba talaga if you're an entrepreneur. Yung the not just from a financial point of view, but yung freedom for you to be able to do what you want. Ako ito personal to, guys, share ko sa mga audience. Why did I become an entrepreneur? Because when I was working in the corporate world, I was not allowed to make crazy ideas. When I was working for a big company, I used to work for a big conglomerate. Lahat ng tao doon, mga office mates ko, we are not allowed to create crazy ideas. Kasi pag nagkamali ka, you will be judged. Sabi ko, I don't want to grow old and regret So I think I left the corporate world around 35 years old. I spent 15 years in the corporate world, and now paglabas ko ng 35, wow, ang sarap ng feeling of taking risks, making mistakes. You will make mistakes, you will lose money kasi entrepreneur ka eh. Pero ang not the money lang eh. It's more of yung freedom na pag may idea ka, pwede mo gawin. O kaya, today gusto ko pag-aralan to na nasa YouTube na to. Magbababad ako dito. Okay lang. Unlike dati nung may boss ako, bawal yun. Di ba? So that freedom I love. How about you, Mr. How about you, Miss Universe ng Alabang?
No, actually, tama yung sinabi mo, Carl. And I think that goes for how a lot of people think, no? Yung pag naging negosyante ka, if you're an entrepreneur, it's that freedom that you get from time constraints, right? The freedom that you get because of financial leverage, right? And the freedom to express your creativity and share your passion to the world.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with you.
But here's my thing.
That deserves a round of applause.
Thank you. But here's my thing. Lalo sa mga nakikinig sa atin tonight, you know. For me, and I told Carl this earlier, ang concept ng entrepreneurship para maging negosyante is very romanticized. Ang nakikita lang natin is the success.
Yeah.
Yung mga pag-golf-golf na lang, magaganda mga kotse,
yeah.
Diba? May oras during the day.
Yeah.
But before that happens, they've paid their dues. All successful entrepreneurs pay their dues.
Yeah.
They work 20, 30, 4 hours a week until they figure out the right formula. And this is what I mean by optimizing your systems and processes, right? You grit and grind until you figure out that formula. So much so that slow growth ka lang, pero once you hit that sweet spot, biglang ganon.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's where you achieve the freedom that we all want.
Wonderful. Inspiring closing statement for our show. Mr. Tony Robbins. Ay, kala ko si Tony Robbins yung kasama ko.
Tim Robbins, Shawshank Redemption.
Fro, before we go and end the show, meron tayong huling regalo sa audience natin. Guys,
Sure.
Okay guys, third case study. Ito naman kanina, kakanin, local product. Pangalawa, bagoong, tuyo. Ito naman, makeup product. Not a big company, not, talagang entrepreneurial. Fro, can I share the video?
Yes, please. It's Mayumi Organics.
Then later, you tell us about this website. Yeah. Let me play. Sana may sound.
Yes.
Pasensya na kayo guys, that's my internet. Ano ba nangyayari dyan?
That's okay.
What's happening to you? Oh, there. May sound, Fro?
Yes, good sound.
Nagkaroon ako ng big break, and then nakapagpatayo ako ng shop, and that's when I started venturing into zero waste. We use sustainable, organic, and natural, and as much as possible, local. I created the shampoo bars and the conditioner bars, and nag-iisip din ako kung ano pa yung iba kong pwedeng i-convert into zero waste or wala ng package para makabawas dun sa basura sa environment. ko is yung demand na mag-convert na tayo into green. Kasi dahil sa nangyayari sa paligid natin, ang daming basura, baha, parang it's all domino effect lahat yan. On the business side, nagkaroon ako ng purpose. Hindi lang ako pagkita lang ng pera.
This is a very, very beautiful example.
Yes, that deserves a round of applause.
Yes, it's a very beautiful example. So imagine this, no? Number one, I'd like to say na there has been an increase in social entrepreneurship or businesses that focus on sustainability, right?
Mhm.
And previously, ang hirap gawin yan. Kasi, di ba, gagawa ka ng produkto, saan mo bibenta, and, you know, again, the whole point of going digital and creating an e-commerce store takes out a lot of those challenges,
Yeah.
right? Number two, si Miss Angelica was the owner. She was able to create a business out of her passion, right? Zero waste, right? Products for your skin and your body that is health that you know, that will be healthy for you and the environment, right? And and for me, that's one good trigger of entrepreneurship. Go with your passion. Don't go with the money, because the
Yeah.
money will always come.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right? The money will always come. And number three, yun. You saw the video. She created content. Diba? And she doesn't have to spend millions in an advertising agency to put it out there. All she has to do is do a YouTube video.
But
And
that
it
was
will-
an impressive video. Yung mga aerial shots niya sa bundok. Hanip yun, ha?
Diba? And number three, yun. The customer buying experience. Right? So, this is a very good example, Carl. Sa mga audience natin, yes, I have to admit, thank you, Carl. I didn't expect you to be showing all the 3 business cases. It's, very glad that you did, and so that our audience can see the impact of going digital and creating your e-commerce solutions and presence is very, very important at this stage.
Salamat, Fro. And to all those who are listening to us live, I hope na-inspire kayo to, to think of ideas. Don't limit yourself kasi the opportunity is here. And the Prosperna cost is 500 pesos a month. Maybe, Fro, para naman hindi masyadong may startup fee, like creating the website.
Again,
Mga
Carl,
magkano yun?
thank you for for putting that out. So pa-clarify lang din yung mga audience natin. Depending on where your business is at. If you're just side hustling, right? We have My Chat, which is our mobile app, to create your online store already. That can be integrated sa Viber, sa IG, sa Facebook Marketplace. But if you have a business that slightly more established, it again, like what Carl said, it can start as low as 495 pesos per month, right? There are some customization fees, but and that allows you to be properly onboarded and trained by our customer success team, right? Most of our businesses, of our clients, since they've been in business for, like, let's say 3 years on average, the packages that they get is normally around 2,000 pesos per month.
Medyo malaki na. Okay lang.
2,000 pesos per month for
If it brings you 100,000 peso worth of income, what's 2,000? It's a mindset.
Exactly.
Fro, before I let you go, guys, I'm gonna close it here. Then I'm gonna give it back to Fro on how you can connect with Prosperna. But siguro my closing statement is, may sasabihin ako, dapat nakalimutan ko. Okay, guys, my closing statement is, if you're listening to this show, I'm very happy because I have given you an opportunity, para an opening na, nga, no? bakit hindi ko gawin to? And I tell you, I've seen a lot of businesses go live online when they work with sila Fro sa Prosperna. Fro, last statement, how do they get in touch with you or how do they inquire?
Well, number one, you can go through our website, prosperna.com. You can also go to our Facebook page at Prosperna, or you can just give me a call. Email us at fro@prosperna.com.
All right. Wow, talagang hindi kayo snabero So pwedeng pwede kang email directly.
Naman. Yeah.
All right.
Alam mo naman, Carl, pag negosyante ka, you want to be accessible.
Exactly. 'Di ba? Hindi tayo celebrity. We are negosyante. Kailangan madaling ma-access yung product natin.
Exactly. Yeah. So, if you want to email me, fro@prosperna.com.
Thank you very much. Justin, feel free to type in the chat box how to contact Prosperna sa comment box para doon sa mga nanonood ng live and ng recording. So on that note, Fro, maraming salamat. Nakaka-inspire ka talaga. Every time I talk to you, parang gusto ko na magnegosyo bukas di ba? And thank you very much, Fro. Salamat to everybody who's listening live and those who are listening sa recording. And Sean, thank you for being our technical operator for this show. Thank you very much and good night, everyone.
Thank you very much, Carl. Maraming salamat.
Salamat, Fro.
Mga kababayang MSMEs, gusto nyo ba lumago online? Here's how. Kahit saan man ang business mo, sa mall, sa tindahan, sa bahay, o sa isang kubo sa probinsya, build your online store with no coding skills gamit ang Prosperna's My Store. Nasa Prosperna ang lahat. Magsimula ng online store and manage your operations para lumago ang business mo. For as low as 495 pesos kada buwan, papasok ang online orders kahit kailan, kahit saan. Kaya mo rin tumanggap ng contactless digital payments, matik ang delivery bookings, at secure makakarating ang mga packages sa customers mo. Love ng mga Pinoy MSMEs ang Prosperna kasi hindi mo kailangan maging techie, wala kang babayaran na kahit anong commission, at huwag kang mabahala kasi malupit ang local customer support natin. Huwag maniwala sa sabi-sabi lang. Here's what Prosperna customers have to say. Join hundreds of Philippine MSMEs na gumagamit ng Prosperna and start your online business today sa abot kayang halaga na 495 pesos kada buwan. Ano pang hinihintay nyo, Prosper Nation? Book a free demo to get started.